quick reminder, stay seated at all times, hold on to your belongings, no flash photography, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Don't put those 3D glasses on quite yet, and maybe you're going to hear from Peter Jackson before we get on.
The Universal Tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Sky Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife at Sky Island.
And that's it. All right, folks, go ahead and put on those 3D glasses. And welcome back. That experience was projected on screen tomorrow. It was produced by Peter Jackson. Alright, you're going to have one more glimpse of New York Street as we pass on by. We're going to drive it through today because we are filming an episode of Rutherford Falls inside of our Metropolitan Sense today. The first season is available for free on our Peacock streaming service. You'll also see how close the Keaton's house stages are to these Metropolitan Sense. The very first production to film these Keaton's house stages was Airspring, starring Tommy Brown. It was a live television special. They also used our Metropolitan sets, so they're actually shuttling stars back and forth from those two sets in the middle of actual breaks. It was really cool. Over to your right-hand side, you'll see an old relic of the studio tour. That is our collapsing bridge. It is long since retired. We used to drive the trams over that, make it feel like the bridge was collapsing. If you want to see it in action, watch the second episode of Quantum Leap starring Scott Bakula. You'll catch all the effects that very cool old bridge has. But you probably noticed during that King Kong experience, one of the tram cars was ripped off and pulled on the screen. As soon as that happened, that tram became what we call a picture car. A picture car just means a car that shows up in one of our pictures. Over the past 106 years, we've developed a pretty impressive collection of picture cars. right now we're going to show you some of our favorites. Here to welcome us to the picture car section is Kid from the 2008 revival of the Knight Rider series. We have the red Ferrari from Magnum PI, Biff's car from Back to the Future, and some of the cars from the distant future of 2015 from Back to the Future Part 2. And some of the world's first eco-friendly cars from the Flintstones. And our collection wouldn't be complete without some of the cars from the Fast and the Furious franchise. We've also got a gyrosphere from Jurassic World. You'll notice the glass is missing on our timers here. That's actually how it looked during production. It's really hard to fill glass in that shape. You'll get a reflection of yourself wherever you stand with the camera. Rather than dealing with that, we just put the glass on in post-production as CGI or computer-generated imagery. And then the car at the end here looks like a tank. We call it a Bradley fighting vehicle. It's actually made primarily out of plywood painted to look like metal. Hard to tell in person, impossible to tell on screen. But here, I'll let somebody else introduce this next section for me.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That's right, welcome to Jurassic Park. This is where we keep a lot of the props and set pieces from the original Jurassic Park trilogy. The piece I want you to pay most attention to, coming up on the left, it is the mobile lab from the Lost World Jurassic Park. I'll show you a clip from the scene it was used. We got the lovely Jeff Goldblum inside of that mobile lab there. We got a full-sized animatronic T-Rex head breaking the window. And that is not a cliff on island off the coast of Costa Rica. That is our lovely parking structure. The parking structure I told you to keep in mind from earlier. We decorated it to look like a tropical cliff. But in order to do that, there were, sorry guys, just a second. I'm sorry. Let's get back to this mobile lab scene. We got cool stuff shot there. Cool special effects shot with a breaking glass here in a moment. And there is the lovely parking structure in all of its glory. Now, most of the dirt and rock you see on the side of the cliff there is styrofoam and chicken wire painted to look like rock. The plants are a mixture of real and artificial. If you want to see some artificial plants here in real life, look over to your left. Those tree trunks are also made of styrofoam and chicken wire. We do that for a few reasons. Obviously, it's a little more eco-friendly than pulling a tree trunk out of the forest whenever we need one. But more importantly, those are a lot easier to move than real tree trunks would be. So rather than having a bulldozer pick it up and move it wherever we need it, we can have a few crew members pick this up and move it to wherever we need. These were used in the Jurassic Park films. You can see one of them was used to tie the Jeep in the very first movie. Now, another really important aspect of this scene that I just showed you was the rain. Now, you may remember the very first Jurassic Park features the T-Rex being introduced roaring in the rain. Is an incredible shot. And part of the reason that it's so incredible is Steven Spielberg used a life-sized animatronic T-Rex for those scenes. Now, they only got that good shot of the T-Rex roaring in the rain a few times before the animatronics completely shut down. We didn't realize that we had made that T-Rex out of water-absorbent skin, so the head got so heavy the animatronics in it couldn't hold it. So we actually air-dried it dry so it would be ready for the next day of shooting, and we kept big umbrellas over it for the rest of the shooting process. But rain can really add drama to a scene, but it's not very cost or time effective for us to just sit around and wait for a specific weather to start filming. So a lot of times we make our own weather. We'll show you a little bit of how we do that right now on an area of the backlot we call Old Mexico. We have speakers and strobe lights hidden at the tops of the buildings on your right, creating the illusion of thunder and lightning. And then hidden at the tops of the buildings on your left and in the tops of the trees, we have a very simple sprinkler system. That's all it is, just sprinklers. Those sprinklers are there to create the illusion of rain. Now you'll notice those raindrops are huge. It looks like it's pouring right now. And that's because it has to be in order to appear on screen. If you've ever been watching a baseball game and they stop the rain, but it looks like it's barely sprinkling on your TV, most of the raindrops are too small for the camera to pick up. And cars 3 and 4. If you see any flooding over there, just give me a little wave. Okay, we're built on a hill. I gotta turn it off really fast. This area has been used in movies like Big Fat Liars, starring Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, Paul Giamatti. All my 90s kids know what those guys are. And sorry guys, hold on your stuff just a second. You just survived a flash flood. That is actually one of the oldest effects on the lot. We've been doing variations on this flash flood effect since 1915, over 100 years ago. The first time we tried that effect, we accidentally flooded an area where all of our executives were parked. So it's a surprise we still do it today, over 100 years later. Over to your left, Laura Team Mexico, been used in movies like Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black, and The Three Amigos, starring Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase. But we're moving from old Mexico to the old West. Welcome to Six Points, Texas. One of the oldest areas on the lot. Take notice of the Opera House coming up on your left. This was featured in Quentin Tarantino's new film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Leonardo DiCaprio has a great scene because both on the front porch and inside of that Opera House. But like I said, this is one of the oldest areas on the lot. This is where we filmed a lot of our original silent film era westerns. Most of the performers we got for these westerns came from vaudeville, an old style of theater. We didn't have a lot of options for film actors at the time. These vaudevillian actors were used to performing in front of large, rowdy audiences, and we were able to accommodate that. We would set up bleachers in the streets and charge somewhere around 25 cents to let people come watch these westerns being filmed. And it only helped the performances of these theatrically trained actors to have people cheering for the good guys, booing for the bad guys. But more importantly, it was one of the first examples that we have of bringing people onto the lot and showing them how filmmaking works. Once sound was involved in movie making, we had to stop inviting audiences up until 1964 when we started this little thing called the Studio Tour. You're sitting on a 57-year-old ride. This was the very first attraction at Universal Studios, and it was all to bring back the tradition of showing people how movies are made. Alright, well, we're going to get the right turn. As we do look up to your left, you'll see our beautiful Park Lake area used for films like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Showboat, episodes of Gilligan's Island. Just across the lake are the newest sound stages on the lot, 26 and 27. The very first production to film in those new sound stages, the movie Us, starring Lupita Nyong'o, directed by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele. I mentioned a little earlier, most of our sound stages are 98% soundproofed. Those new sound stages, 99% soundproofed, so we're getting closer. But we're coming up on another one of the older areas on the lot. You can see it on your screen right here. This is what we call Little Europe. A lot of our original monster movies were based in European folklore, so we needed an area that could look like anywhere in Europe we needed it to be. This is what we came up with. This could be Germany, Italy, France, Spain. This doesn't even have to be Europe. This was Egypt in the original Boris Karloff Mummy movie. And the only thing we have to do to change the country in here is change the language on the street signs. This can also be made-up countries. This was the country of Genovia in Princess Diaries 2, The Royal Engagement. But most recently, this was the set of The Afterlife in The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell in 10 minutes.
You, Ellen and Shasta, are deaf. This location, the afterlife, I've never seen this really big. I'm not supposed to be here.
And Yoder Chat coming up on our left in just a moment.
It's called maybe it's not all that bad. Here is the bad place.
Oh, but it is. Over to your left-hand side, you'll see the railway station that will take you from the Good Place to the Bad Place. All 4 seasons are still available on Netflix. If you're looking for a show to binge, I highly recommend it. Over to your right-hand side, our Court of Miracles, where a lot of our monsters got their start. Folks like Bela Lugosi, who played the original Dracula, Boris Karloff, who played the original Frankenstein's monster. Some of the biggest stars of the 1930s got their start right here. Now, our classic monsters hold a really special place in our heart here at Universal Studios. They actually helped us survive the Great Depression. It was one of the genres of movies that people started coming back to the theaters to see. So we love our monsters here at Universal. We do have a new generation of monster movies coming out, starting with 2018's The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss. Great thriller. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. We do have a sequel planned, The Invisible Woman, also starring Elizabeth Moss, coming out in the next few years. We're all very excited for it. Okay, cool. In a moment, we're going to head into this hot set. This is a set that's ready for production. Cast and crew's on break, so we're probably not going to see any stars. Just remember to stay seated at all times, hold on to your belongings, no flash photography, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. But here's what the set looks like on an episode of Bones. Take a look.
Look, this one's...
He looks very upset.
I want to talk to him so they got behind his arms.
That's with the FBI?
Yeah, we're here about human remains.
That's him. Right over there.
You alright?
Yeah, look.
Alright, so we headed in. Right now, here we go. As we pull in, notice the attention to detail. Every sign on the wall, every bit of dirt and grime in there was placed there by an artist to tell the story that we are in a subway station in San Francisco. Now, this is a very unique set. This is a two-story set. We have a street set right above us, so we could follow an actor from the bottom of the stairs all the way up the street. We also have a subway train on the tracks over to your left-hand side. We have some of our equipment still set up. We got some favorite inline equipment over to your left. To your left, toward the front of the tram, is the crafty table. That's where we keep all the food. If I'm ever lost on a set, that's probably where you'll find me. But feel free to take some pictures, just no flash photography. Really, the attention to detail in here is Sorry guys, Southern California. A little Trevor, stay seated. So I told you a little fib. It's not real, but it really has been in the past when it was used on that episode of Bones. I'll show you a little clip from that same episode.
Ay, no. Ya estamos jugando muy feo aquí. Qué bueno que no le hice, porque cada chiquito se me ha salido 2 veces.
Large scale to bring the scene to life, and everything that you saw moving in that room was attached to some sort of large scale effect. There's also a really cool fight sequence in Beverly Hills Cop 3 where Eddie Murphy is duking it out with the bad guy as that earthquake is happening around him. But we're going to take a nice relaxing break here at the Studio Beach, Amity Island. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't there a shark problem? There was. Stop talking about it. We took care of it. Up to your right, we'll see who caught that shark. We're leaving him out to dry. My friend George is out by his police boat doing one final sweep of the water to make sure everything's safe for us. It's actually George's last day on the job. We got a retirement cake and a break room for him. The last job in the dumpster truck. Okay, there's another shark in there. Hey, can we call for my friend George on 3? 1, 2, 3. George! Georgie boy. George, there's another shark in there, man. You gotta get out of there. Alright, George decided on hands-to-hand combat. I know, George, sharks don't have hands. Oh, George, you silly goose. Alright, children, avert your eyes. Parents, for our safety, we're gonna hide behind these highly flammable gasoline tanks.
No. Something's gonna happen. Algo es gonna come out. Algo va a pasar. Algo va a pasar. Get the bottom bite. Get the bottom bite.
Make sure to stay seated at all times for me, guys. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, don't you tell me our Shrek looks fake. Those screams are real. I got a blood-curdling scream in my front car. I loved it. That's exactly what we're looking for. Steven Spielberg's shark from the movie Jaws did not. Yeah, he first tested his mechanical shark in fresh water. So he brought it out to the Atlantic Ocean full of salt water. It almost immediately stopped working. I think that was a big problem for your Steven Spielberg to tell you a little bit more about that.
Always saying, "Shark is not working for me. That's right." They just waited away.
Now, this Lost in the Beach community was also Cabot Cove in Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Any kids know who Angela Lansbury is? Got a few. Good. You'd probably recognize her voice. That is Mrs. Potts from the original Beauty and the Beast. She's also in Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Coming up on your left, you'll see a hot set sign. That probably means they're setting up for a production there. That yellow and green house you see right beyond the hot set sign, that is Boo Radley's house from To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck. The history of their own. To your right-hand side, that is our chicken ranch from Festival Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. Since been used for multiple productions, one of my favorites. That's the house that LMFAO used to apologize for party rocking in their music videos, sorry for party rocking. You'll see some trailers over to your left-hand side. Never Have I Ever, produced by Vinny Keeling from The Office, is filming in our Colonial Street area today. That was their prepping the film. It is a great show. It's got 2 seasons already on Netflix. They're working on right now. Her main character lives on that street, so they're probably filming some scenes with the main character here the next few days of this. But right now, we're driving up a street we call Steven Spielberg Drive, also referred to as Wilderness Road, because it kind of looks like we're in the wilderness. And that's the point. Sometimes we need to film scenes that look like they're in the middle of nowhere. We don't want to have to leave a lot to do it if we can help it. So a lot of times we do so out here. The movie Bird Box, starring Sandra Bullock, filmed some pickup shots out here. As well as the show 911, we had a flipped over limo and a pouring rain for one of the episodes. That also happened right here. You'll see a deer crossing sign coming up on your right. That is a real deer crossing sign. We do get actual wildlife on here. Deer pretty regularly. Squirrels, skunks, raccoons. Bobcats every once in a while. I've only seen once the whole time I've been working here. But we really do have our own little piece of nature right here on our 400-acre land. Well, we are turning the corner onto one of our newest picture car sections here. I know you guys are going to love it. The first car I want you to notice as we pull in is a cute little green Mini Cooper. It's from Mr. Bean's Holiday. Put a sofa chair on the top of that car and drove it. The orange race car as well as the blue one in the very back, both from F9, Fast and Furious 9, the newest Fast and Furious movie. We have Dominic Toretto's Dodge Charger there. That police car is from Public Enemy, and it's a Johnny Depp film. The Smith's Piano service car is from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, starring George Clooney. And that little purple race car is from Too Fast, Too Furious. A little bit of a throwback for you. But speaking of throwbacks, we are turning the corner onto the throwback of throwbacks. Some of the original sets from Alfred Hitchcock's thriller Psycho. We have the Bates Motel where Norman Bates would take his victims. Right up the hill is Mother's house. Now, a few of these pieces are from the original Psycho. That Bates Motel neon sign is an original. We paid around $400 for it in the early 60s, which was overpaying for it at the time. But the house at the top of the hill, also the original Mother's house. At least the sides that we can see of it are. The front and left side were built for the first movie. The right side was built in 1964 when we started the studio tour, and the back side was built in the mid-80s. So it's not a full house. It's what we call a shell. It's 4 facades facing away from each other. It couldn't support like a plumbing system or a healthy adult child. Hey, Norman, how's it going? There's my friend Norman. You're looking a little antsy, buddy. A little antsy. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Just beyond that, the biggest set in the Universal line. One of the original sets of War of the Worlds, script by Steven Spielberg. Yes, that is a real Boeing 747 airplane. Here's director Steven Spielberg and production designer Rick Carter to tell you a little bit more.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
To sit down to talk about War of the World. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood?
Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep doing something. Listen, now, man. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed? Bobby, get in.
Alright, well, we have the best advertisement for our VIP tour that we could possibly have. Over to your left-hand side, you'll see what they're looking at. Is our log cabin. That was originally built for the great outdoors, starting the late great John Kennedy. It's since been used for multiple productions. Episodes of Picard, starring Sir Patrick Stewart, also featured that log cabin. Sir Patrick Stewart was here on the lot in early 2019 when he came out with us. We are reaching the 10-minute mark of our tour, only 10 minutes left. So one final reminder, emergency, you drop something out your roadside tram, you just can't use the restroom, reach up on that red part above your head, I will be back to assist you. Now as we make this right turn off to your right, you'll see a big blue wall. That is actually the biggest blue wall. When that was built, that was the largest freestanding backdrop in the world. It's been used in multiple productions, including this scene from Selma, starring Tom Hanks.
Evacuate.
So just about everything you see in this scene is practical, meaning there in real life, except for the city in the background. Our wall works just like a traditional green screen. You can film a scene in front of that in our big pit of water, and then replace the background with whatever we would like. Some of my favorite productions to film out there, Bruce Almighty, the scene where he's walking on water, that was done out there. Not the only time Jim Carrey's been out there, though. The Truman Show, the scene where his boat finds the end of the world, that was also done out there. Now that's a Paramount film. They came out to use our wall just for that scene. They didn't want to poke a hole in our wall, so they actually extended the wall an extra 50 feet so that they would have their own safe spot to poke the boat through. Alright, you've seen how we make our movies. Now it's time to put you in the movies. Here's the scene. One of you is a secret agent on the run from the devious Owen Shaw. You're now part of the witness protection program, and they've been told to wait inside the safe house until we get further instruction.